Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Inquisitor's Mark, Book 2 in the 8th Day series, by Dianne K. Salerni. Narrated by Christopher Carley. Chapter 1. Jax Aubrey's phone rang at least once a day, and it was always the same number. Only one person ever called him, wanting to know where he was, what had happened to him, and when he was coming back. I'm not coming back. Jax didn't know how to break that news to Billy Ramirez, although Billy should have figured it out for himself by now. Especially if he'd peeked through the windows of Jax and Riley's old house and discovered it had been emptied of all their belongings. It did feel good to know that somebody cared. The last time Billy had seen Jax, 3 weeks ago, Jax was being driven away in a hearse. When Jax got back the phone he'd lost that night, there'd been a long list of missed calls and worried texts on it. But Riley had explicit instructions for him regarding the phone. Don't contact that friend of yours. What's his name? Billy. I have to let him know I'm okay, Jax protested. After what he saw, sorry, Riley replied curtly. Too many people are looking for Evangeline. Jax sagged. It was his fault Evangeline Emrys had been captured by vassals of the crazy kinlord Wylet. His stupidity had almost gotten them both killed, along with billions of normal people who had no idea the residents of a secret 8th day had plotted to destroy the regular 7-day week. So Jax didn't argue with Riley. But he did send one text. He owed his friend that much. Jax. I'm okay. Don't worry. Billy. Dude, where are you? Jax didn't reply. It was also Jax's fault that Melinda Farrow's house had burned down. Jax had almost broken into girly tears apologizing to his magic tutor when she delivered all his stuff from Riley's old house to their new hideout in the mountains of Pennsylvania. He felt even more guilty because the horror of almost losing her family had made Melinda decide she no longer wanted to be Riley's vassal. When Riley released her from her magical vow of service to the Pendragon family, Jax felt it in his own gut. Jax had sworn his service to Evangeline, so he knew how strong the relationship was between liege lord and vassal. It may have been an emergency that caused Jax to take the oath, but now that the bond between him and Evangeline existed, he couldn't imagine severing it. It made Jax sad to see Melinda leave Riley's clan. It was small enough already. Riley had no living family and only the 3 Crandalls as vassals, plus Jax, for whom he was legally responsible. In a way, the little clan was like a family in itself, and lacking any close family of his own, Jax was grateful to be a member. Still, it was a tight fit in the house Mr. Crandall had found for them. A 2-bedroom cabin on the backside of a ski area didn't provide much space for 5 people, not to mention the 6th person who was present one day out of 8. In fact, they had to put Evangeline in a room that was meant to be a large closet under the stairs. Just like Harry Potter, she remarked when she saw it. Riley cringed. Sorry, I suppose we could. No, it's fine. I was just joking, she said quickly, as if afraid he'd take offense. After years of living alone as the 8th day ghost in the house of an old woman, it must have been alarming to discover she was expected to share a small space with a bunch of almost strangers. In Evangeline's disjointed timeline, she'd been in a car driving through Mexico only a few minutes ago, even though it had been a week for everyone else. She looked dazed by the abrupt change in location. I only need a place to sleep, she said. It's not like I have anything but the clothes on my back. Clothes they'd swiped from a clothesline in Mexico, leaving payment, of course. I bought spare clothes for you, Mrs. Crandall assured her. Evangeline kept close to Jax all that day. He didn't blame her. Mr. and Mrs. Crandall were big and intimidating, both of them built like tanks. Their son AJ was just big and goofy, but Evangeline wasn't used to the company of people at all. Jax was the first friend she'd had since she'd been forcibly separated from her family as a child. She still acted a little shy around Riley, too, even though it was obvious she had a crush on him.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.